we're off to Thurle. Is that how you pronounce it? T-H-U-R-L-E or T-H-U-L-R. I need a shave. Anyway, auto jumble. We got cracking loads of stalls and cars. We got a burger stall, hot dog. There'll be some onions, plenty to look round. I might even come back with a random bit of scrap. I'll see you when I get there. Let's do this. There's a chicken. Say you. What's occurring? Nice. Very nice little cars there, look at them.
No, some of that's 2 and 3 years old. What you do is, when it's a high hot dry day, just stick it out in the sun. Once all the moisture's gone, there's nothing to go mouldy, is there? It's the moisture that makes it go mouldy.
All the colours fascinate me.
Colours,
all the colours from my era. Now all packaging is all like greys, isn't it? And stuff. That's stunning. Van, thank you for showing me. So this bit was filmed about 2 hours into the setup. It started to rain about 11 o'clock. Everyone hid under cover. Basically a backlight for any sort of car you want. Must have been 100 stalls, and each stall was similar to this. All old car parts laid out, steering wheels, exhaust, wheels, tyres, lights, fan belts, new old stock, brake discs. Wasn't many bicycle parts, but you had to look for them. They were hidden up in various places. Just find a box, rummage, and see what turns up. But yeah, absolutely fascinating. Other stuff here, I didn't know what it was. These little lamps here are quite cool. Outer casing for something or other. Don't quite know what. But everything I saw, I just wanted to get some Autosol out and a wire brush and clean it all up. So I managed to capture some footage before I left home, before I left to go home. A lot of stalls still there. I try not to get people's faces in the footage. As you can see, I was quite cautious about that sort of thing. Some stalls weren't as good as others. Few like car booty sort of stalls, but each to their own and a bargain for everybody, in theory. Old lamps, old car lights. There. Spanners, spark plugs. Old Champion spark plugs. A lot of things weren't priced. If you liked what you saw, just say to the store holder, how much for this? All very reasonable prices, to be fair. And every store holder was accommodating. That was a nice little spanner. I saw that. I didn't pick it up though. I didn't buy it. Probably wasn't expensive. Maybe a couple of quid. A wheel. I bought off this stall. You'll see what I bought in the video. I got some lovely old things. That's an old VIN plate, isn't it? For something, maybe a tractor. Tractor, maybe. Vauxhall badge, some old tapes. I don't know why I looked at these for. Old street maps. A to Z. London, 40 miles around London. Quite fun. If you live in London. Mirrors. Basically a spanner for every nut and bolt you have as a spanner. Oil lamps, petrol cans, everything. Must have been over, like I say, over 100 stalls. There, hubcaps. Now these 3 hubcaps here, you'll see them in a minute. I actually bought these for £5. 3 hubcaps, £5. Yeah. I turned the volume down on this bit here because that wind noise was quite strong. But I've got a plan for these, hopefully. Maybe it'll work, but you'll see later in the video if I buy them or not. Well, I did buy them, they're a £5. But you'll see later on in the video if I actually do anything with them. Yeah, nice chap. End of the day, he was happy to get a shot of them for a £5. If you know what they're from, put it in the comments. What are they from? Don't know. I'm just now chatting to a chap about a deal. I didn't hit him on a price. I thought £5's quite fair. Even if I don't do anything with them, there's a profit in them, I think. Fan belts, like I say, old plugs, new old stock. A lot of new old stock gear here. Ford, old Transits, Escorts, Mark 1 Escort, Mark 2 Escorts, Peugeot, Ford, every single maker's car make you can think of, Mercedes, every make you can think of was at this auto jumble. But we're going to get into the cars in a minute. I've got some nice footage of the cars. Must be about 100 cars. Burger man there. Hot dog man. Cheeseburger man. These old non-plates are cool. He wanted a £5 each for them. In hindsight, I should have bought them. I can flip them for more than a £5. Old display number plates for your shed wall, your garden wall, your garage wall. Todd, yeah, and PJF 105. Do a vehicle check on them, see if they're still on the database. Oh, I didn't know how much these old cans were, but a great display for a shelf. Punch repair kits, they are not worth much, are they? Maybe £2 each as a resale value, maybe £3. Not worth a lot of money, to be fair, but nice old things to have on the shelf, yeah. More oil cans, Castle GTX, lights. Now this light here, the one I picked up just now, that one there, I bought that. That was £3. £3, that was. I think I'm chatting now over me talking. So you might hear two versions of me talking now. But yeah, that was £3. How much for the old lamp, please?
£3.
I love that.
£5 for the pair.
I didn't want one. Yeah, £3 sold. And now into cars. So, I don't know a huge amount about American cars, but some of these cars here. That's like an old Dodge people carrier. Cobra tyres on it. Beetle. This Beetle was lovely. That was a lovely thing. For sale as well. I didn't get a price on it, but that's for sale. If you want to pause the video and zoom in, be my guest. But that's for sale. All the details there. New engine, new floor plans, new wings. Yeah. Nice patina on it. Set of wheels, nice bumpers. Look at those bumpers and that, look. Nice original paint. What a cracking old Beetle. I love that. I'm a Volkswagen man, me. Yeah, that pulled my heartstrings at the lid a little bit. That pulled my heartstrings. Some beautiful cars there. MR2 Mark 1s, Escorts. You'll see them all out coming up in a minute. Volvo 850 T5, yellow one. When did you last see one of them on the roads? Mark 2 XR2 on an old E-Reg. That was the only XR2 here. Look at that, look. What a beautiful car. 112 mile an hour top end. 0 to 60, 9.4 seconds. Slow by today's standards. Back in the late 80s, that was every boy racer's dream. And so many were stolen, weren't they? But now prices have soared. I had an XR2 when I was about 20. A silver one. RS 500 Cosy. Look at that. What an absolute weapon. All the cars here are lovely. Just me voice over about what I thought of them, my thoughts regarding them. Wow, look at that, the Wow Tao spoiler. Stunning. The people I spoke to were lovely and accommodating. They really were. Sapphire Cosworth. My father, back in the day, he bought a brand new Sierra Sapphire on an F-Wedge. I'll put a screenshot now of the number plate on that. Mexico, look at that. Escort Mexico. Roll cage in it. Back seats removed. Ford RS. Beautiful cars. So this is like a Ford lineup. Mark 1 Escort, Spitfire. If I'm wrong on anything, I'm not being disrespectful. I'm only going by what I know of and what I think I know of. And yeah, I had a Mark 2 Escort back in the day as well. An old R-Wedge one, blue one. Sold it for, I think, 80 quid. I was chatting to this man, E-Type Jag. I was chatting to him for about a quarter of an hour. And yeah, V12 E-Type Jag. What a beautiful car.
The other day, I got in it and I put my foot on the accelerator and one of these had gone down. And they're thinking, woo!
Trap the cable bit.
Yeah.
The rods. No, accelerator rods on it.
Yeah. No, I bet. Bloody hell. Yeah.
Now, apologies for any wind noise you can hear in the background. This fascinated me. An old ambulance. St. John Ambulance Brigade. Look at that piece of kit. What an absolute weapon. Yeah? Medical Officer of Health and County Hall, Ipswich, Suffolk. East Suffolk. It's a 1966 ambulance. Take yourself back. 1966. That's what you'd have been carted off in. One of these. Yeah? How things have changed over the years. That's not a real person, by the way. Yeah? That's just a dummy. But yeah, what a fascinating bit of kit. Down here. Yeah, there's the stats for it. Maximum speed 65 mile an hour. Austin 1963 LD ambulance. And this here is the old defibrillator. That's what they used to use. Look at that, look. Isn't that fascinating? I personally found this fascinating, yeah. It's nice seeing the old Fords, isn't it? The old Cosworths, but wow, what a piece of kit this is. Fascinating bit of kit. Now we're on to the old MGs. A couple of old MGs. A car show wouldn't be complete, would it, without an old MG. This truck here was nice, yeah. This truck here was one of my top 4 of the show. We'll get to my first, and we'll get to my best one in a little while. This is fun. Old American trucks, pickups, chop shop, genuine stolen parts, stealers. Obviously not original, might be. Don't quote me. But look at that front end, Matt. Look at that front end on that old Ford van, American van. Mark II Fiesta Popular, or Popular Plus behind it. This is quite fun. The colours. The 60s were a fascinating era. It was Citroen 2CV. I've never seen one before in that grey and white. A Lotus Elite. Was that a James Bond one? Now this one here, I bought this at a car boot, right? Caution, do not lean out windows, yeah? Little bus sign. I'm gonna give it to the people in this camper van for free. Because I want it to be loved and I want it to go in this van here. So I said to the chap, I said, I've got something for you. He's like, what is it? I said, I'm going to go and get it. And he's going to put it in his camper van. Now, I love this van. That's my favourite car of the show. Porsche 944 wheels. Little lights on the bottom there. Little red and yellow lights. The inside was lovely. All kitted out there. Beautiful van. I absolutely love it. This is nice. Little Morgan, 3-seater. Sorry, 3-wheeler Morgan. My sort of thing. I love the age of it. The patination. The paintwork. Yeah. Imagine driving home in that. What a head turner. No mod cons, no radio, no stupid screens telling you where to go. Just old-fashioned, adorable motoring. Doesn't matter how old you are, you can relate to these cars. You can say, yeah, stunning. Another Lotus MR2 Mark 1. That was clean. That was very clean. And a car show again isn't complete without an old Landy. I'm not too clued up on Land Rover. Is that a Series 1, Series 1A, 2A? I don't know. What's this thing here? Sorry, what's this car here? Zodiac. That was super clean. That was absolutely stunning. Look at those seats, look in there. Look at that, look. What a beautiful car. All these cars here are beautiful. And the upkeep of these, yeah? Storage, you got a garage, Civic Type R there. This is quite fun. I've never seen one of these before. A Sunbeam. Even put on the window, what is it? Because people like me will think, what is this? Sunbeam. Beautiful car. Look, see, what is it? Sunbeam. Alpine Coupe. July 73. MR2 Mark II there. Now the Granada boys are here. Ford Granadas, Ford Capri. Look at those, look. There are some really cool cars here. Really cool cars. And again, I apologise for any wind noise you can hear in the background. Those two Cosworths there. Jesus, that Sapphire Cosworth. What a beautiful car. Absolutely stunning. Love it. British Rail van. That was at Philby Fate last year. I was chatting to him last year about that van. He's even got an original uniform. Little Isette bubble car, BMW. Look at that, look. What a little cracking car. Escort van, old school, Mark III, I think. Those wheels. Now, this brought back memories. Vauxhall Calibra. Look at that, look. This reminds me of back in the day when I used to have my Vauxhalls and I used to kev round town. Vauxhall Calibra 16 valve. When did you last drive and see a Vauxhall Calibra on the road? Beautiful car. Look at those backlights, look. What a stance. Old van, look, classic restorations. Telephone 01508 518 364. And an old roller. Looking very superior and posh. What a lovely old thing that is. Look inside, look. Look at that back seat. Look. That back seat there. Look at the space in that, the legroom. Jesus. That's huge. Lovely old thing. And now, Mark 1 GTI Golf GTI Rivage. That's nice. I was chatting to him for about a quarter of an hour. Rover. Yeah. So much to see. I would highly recommend you going with a family or on your own. Take your missus, take your partner, take the kids, take the dog, take your mother, take your father, take anybody. It's a day out, and for the price of a cup of coffee to get in, we can't beat it. Another Rover there. That's got the twin headlights in that and different wheels, but yeah, both really cool though. This old American. I should know. I apologise. Leaving the show, and this old classic here. Some of my viewers from overseas will appreciate these sort of cars. That was barn found. They went to look at a motorcycle, and by chance, this was available. Yeah. Anyway, enough of me waffling on. I'm going to leave you now with the rest of the footage. And there's a Ford Capri. Now leaving the show. Nice old Ford Capri. And that's that bus. That'll be in the thumbnail. Beautiful old bus. Absolutely love that camper. What a stunning camper. I've had an absolutely amazing day. What a cracking place. Something for everybody. If you like cars or bikes or motorbikes, there's something here for you. No matter what era you grew up in, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, there's a car here that you can recognise from your era. And what a cracking place. Lovely field, friendly staff, not expensive. You can get a nice little bargain. I'm not sure which order it's getting filmed in. I'm not sure which order you'll see it in, but I've managed to capture some cracking photos and videos of the cars. When I got here at about 20 past 9, the place was heaving. The dealers were allowed in. I'm a dealer. I should have been allowed in early. I didn't know, but they were allowed in early. I think you pay an extra couple of quid. £3 to get in, not expensive. Half hour from home, and everyone I spoke to was friendly. Staff were amazing. Right, when I got here, I didn't do any filming when I got here. I saw Ginger Phil. He was there buying some shit. Sorry, buying some stuff. I bought the shit, and apologies for language. Apologies. I bought some nice gear, cracking bit of gear. I can sell on, pair of Morris Minor wheels. Ivory white, original paint, £3 each. There's got to be a profit in that, isn't there? Surely. I bought a cool little lamp, which you might have seen, might have captured on video. I bought some hubcaps for chopper. I might try and make a chopper, like a wrap build, sort of drill a hole in the middle, and for a front wheel for a red chopper. Overall, an amazing day. Nice to get out. You switch off anything you've got going on in your head, switch off, spend 20 quid, buy some rusty things, and yeah, cracking old setup. I love it. So we're home now, back in the garage, and what an absolutely incredible day I've had at the THURTON Auto Jumble and Classic Car Show. What a wonderful event. I hope I managed to capture some cracking photos for you, and that some of the cars there, what an absolute you know, I can only dream. Those 2 cosworths, those campers, that old ambulance, XR2, the little Mark II Fiesta, that Mark IV or Mark III escort van. Anyway, who want to see what I picked up at the Auto Jumble? And I've got some cracking gear. So there we are. A random selection of bits. Where do we start? Old hubcap. No idea what it's from. Put in the comments. What is that off? That's lovely, that is. Love it. That was a couple of quid, yeah? All these bits here were £2. Well, these bits in this box here were £2. A whole lot. Can we believe my luck? That's a short reflector pedal. That was £1. No, £1.50, sorry. Yeah, £2. This was separate. So that wasn't included, I don't think. I can't remember now. But yeah, £2. All these little old rally bits here, look. That's got some bearings in. Some bottom bracket bearings. These little clips. Pinion or something. Little spare parts. We got some seat guts there. Maybe from an old burner. Not sure. They'll come up nice. Little bell. Imperial cycle repair outfit. Romac. That's got in it all little gear linkages. That's quite fun. Bits of old gears. A bell. A little AA badge. That was 50p. Yeah. That was £2. So yeah, that old box, 4 quid, including that bell and that old AA badge. These, you probably saw in the footage I took. These are old hubcaps, but I'm thinking maybe they might fit on the chopper front wheel. I've got to take these cable ties out, these cable coils, but is that going to fit on there somehow? Be great if it could, couldn't it? Obviously get a wheel off, but this is my rat bike, Mark II infrared, which I'm doing. There'll be a video on that soon. I've got to drill out the city bar, yeah? Once that's drilled out, I'm plain sailing, because I've got all the other bits I need. The bar, the springs, the sissy bar and the bar and springs. I've got all that stuff. But it would be great if I can get these on here. Anyway, back to the pile of stuff I picked up. They were £5 for free. They're great, aren't they? They're lovely. They were £5. This old book here, I looked on eBay, they sell. This was £4, yeah? Austin 1100, Saloon and Countryman, Morris 1100, Saloon and Traveller. It's a service parts list. So, all the bits you need. What fascinating literature in here. Absolutely stunning. And the actual book itself is actually really clean. There's no, like, dirty fingernails everywhere. So yeah, that's a nice book that is. This old Michelin box here, item number 44780, quantity 1. Michelin. Was that to hold the Michelin Man? Empty box, £1 or £2, can't remember. Champion spark plugs, a whole box of empty boxes. I said to the chap, I said, how much for your box? A bit of old boxes. He said, oh, I haven't for nothing, they're free. So he said, oh, and I said to him, I said, I can't just take it for free, I've got to buy something off you. So I bought these. We'll get to that in a minute. Get to that in a minute. So that wasn't £10, don't worry. I didn't pay that much for it. But yeah, ALA 738B. Heels, never fitted, set of pressed raised letter, old school number plates, a set. I'll move them on, yeah? We'll come back to this in a tick, but a number plate for an old motorbike and a backlight for something. We'll come back to that in a tick, because I've got a plan for these two. Now, who knows what that's from? some of my American viewers might know. What light is that from? I knew it immediately. I knew it immediately. I'll tell you now. That's a 1966 or 1967 Mustang or old Oldsmobile. That's sort of like bit of fire damage here. But yeah, I love that. I'm gonna give that a clean up. That's looked lovely. What else did you get? So, Morris Minor rocket cover. Yes, that was £3. Yeah, Morris Minor. All the cap there. Yeah, look at that. It's had a paint at some point. That was £3. Another one here. That was £2. I can get, you know, maybe £10 for that, couldn't I? On eBay. I can get 15 for that. So £20 profit. This is a cool one. 4-spoke red leather Mountainy original steering wheel. Nice old bit of kit that is. Look at that. Lovely old thing. That was about £5, I think. Peugeot 205 or 309. Not 309, 306. Peugeot 205. Yeah, that era. Steering wheel. That was a £5. All these things are going to get resold. I've got no use for these steering wheels. I've got no use for them two. Got no use for the rocket covers. No use for that. This old bicycle seat here. A Lysets Imperial 83. Old bicycle seat. That was... What was that? Was that £8, I think? 2 old tyres. New old stock tyres. Don't know what they're from. I'll do some checks on them. But yeah, one might be... I want to say, is that a GT Sprint? Yeah, 14 by 13. 14 times 138. It's thin enough, isn't it, to be a GT Sprint? It is. What else do we get? Oh yeah, that's it. Up here, a set of clocks for an old Peugeot 205 that died at 87,204 mile. Yeah? Can you imagine driving your Peugeot back in the day? Yeah? You see, this is a view. This is a view I've not seen for a while. Yeah. 205. The old 205 diesel in front of a set of clocks. Cracking old setup, innit? Proper memories, yeah? Proper memories. Right, getting back to these two bits I told you about. Now, JVG 400N. That is still on the DVLA database. I'll put a screenshot now of it. Fascinating. Yeah? My theory, let's just see. If I can make my money back, what I paid, the whole lot cost me about, I think about 40 quid. Whole lot, about £40. If I can get my money back on some bits, the rest is free. Set around the bars there. Look, that sells well. That's worth about £40, that book is. 30, 40 quid. Now, going over to the red Mark II. The old rat build. I'm thinking, right, look. Couple of cable ties, yeah. On that. What do you think that is? So put your cable ties through there. Round the bars, yeah. Hold it on. You got your front plate for your bike. What do you think? And so that's the contender. Or I'll move it on, either one. Let's put it down there a minute. Yeah. This old light here. Again, a couple of cable ties. What a cool light. I'm going to try and fix it somehow onto there. That's it. Fix it onto there. You can't see it from this angle, but yeah, what a cool light. So not your normal sort of video I do, but I like to try and mix up a little bit. Bit of sandwiching, old school bits, plenty coming up on my channel. We're going to go back on that Chrome BMX. We're back on our Mark 1 grifter. A seat's arrived for that. Got a seat for it, you might see it there in the background. That seat was like next to nothing on eBay, I couldn't believe my luck by now. Bit of damage on the back, but why ain't too bad. It's a Mark 1 seat. And I'm chuffed with that. Got the wheels for it, got the tyres for it. Handlebars are coming next week. I need a chain ring, a crank arm, but I can get on its feet in my next video, can't I? Put bearings in. Yeah, that's going to be really good to get that on its feet. And once that crank is here, I've gone in and got a bike, complete bike, I can sell. Move it on, out of the way. We got a Stars and Stripes grifter coming up soon. That's arrived. I'm going to build that up. Those who are long-term viewers, I had a Stars and Stripes grifter about a year ago. I very regrettably just sold it for parts, and now a Stars and Stripes making good money. So be nice to get that built up. But yeah, I'm done now with this video. Thanks for watching. Appreciate all you new subscribers. Drop a comment, share on all your social networks, like the video, and I'll see you in a couple of days on my next video. See you soon. Have a cracking bank holiday.